Hey, Steve Basic Architect. Yeah, we're out here at our contemporary ranch. You can see since the last time we were out here, we actually made some progress. We got some siding going up, our rain screen going up. So let's take a little tour around the outside, then we'll jump inside and we'll see what they're doing inside there. But let's take a walk around here. And you can see here, we're pretty much using a board and batten siding. On the front of the house here, you can see we're using a Benjamin Obdyke. This is their drainage paper, basically WRB, that has these little bubbles or dimples, whatever you want to call them. But basically, that creates a drainage space so that whatever I put on the face of that, water has the ability to migrate down and go out. And I mean, we're probably talking about a 1/16 of an inch, but it does meet all of the tests. It drains probably 99% of the water that would get poured back there. So it's very effective, even though it doesn't look like much. It just goes to show you it doesn't take a whole lot. As we come down here, this is all a James Hardie product. So it basically comes in 4-foot by 10-foot sheets. And then you get the batten strips to put over. You can see those are spaced every 2 feet here. So basically we have a joint of the sheet goods every 4 feet here. You can see we have our windows all trimmed out here. Like I've talked about in the past, you know, you always want to be cognizant of where are the weep holes in the windows. So you can see the weep holes are there. There's little plastic caps that can go over these eventually, but you just want to make sure that when it weeps out over on top of the sill or under the sill, not at the sill. So you can see the guys did a really good job here. They have the sill in. This is just 5/4 trim. This is all Versatex trim here. Basically Scandinavian style trim here, which basically we just bring it out as an extension jam. So you see that 1-inch face here, and you can see up at the top there, the window actually has a couple more holes. What that does is it pressure equalizes that chamber, where if any water gets into that system, it has the ability to drain out, right? It's like taking a 2-liter bottle, filling it with water, turning it over. If air can't get into the system, it can't replace any drainable water. So if you just had the holes down here and those were blocked off, you might create a, not a siphoning, but a suction aspect inside that chamber that if any water was in there, it wouldn't be able to be released because there's no pressure equalization. So we have those weep holes up there, but you know, beautiful job here on the sills. These guys do a really good job. You can see here they cut a little curve on the side here. It's a pretty deep one, probably on the order of about 3/8 of an inch, but that just keeps that water from rolling around the corner and going all the way up against the wall. It hits that edge and then it's forced to drop there. So continuing down, you know, you can see we have all of our head cap flashings here. They're actually turned around the corner. These guys do a beautiful job here. Our electrical panel has been set. You can see that set outside of that siding. It appears our septic system has been installed here. That's what we're looking at here. And as we come across here, you'll see just a whole bunch of services. We'll see our line sets for our HVAC system. We see we have a hose bib there coming out. So, you know, moving around here. Again, here you get a really good picture of the sheet goods going up and the battens not installed yet. So you can see the joint here, joint 4 feet, which, so that suggests that we have a batten here and then we have, you know, actually these are 16 inches on center. So there'd be a batten strip here, a batten strip here, and then a batten strip here. So those would get equally spaced. And then obviously that one and this one, there would be 2 more batten strips in here. And on the larger window here, basically it's two windows. We have an operable sash and a fixed sash, so we have a set of weeps for that. We also have a set of weeps, even though it's a fixed unit. If any water ever gets in behind that seal, it can drain out here. And again, you can see their respective weeps up above on top there. Coming around here, we have our screen porch. And notice here, this is basically a 3-season room, but also notice the way these windows got installed. They taped the jambs in the head, but the sill wasn't taped because it's a water managed installation. So if any water gets in there, you want it to be able to come out and bleed out into the system there. Even though, I mean, we're pretty well protected here. We have 24-inch overhangs. Taking our continued walk here. And we'll see what that looks like from the inside when we go in. We have the owner's little private deck here. This comes out of the owner's suite, as well as getting access to it off of the screened-in porch here. One of the things to mention here, this is the house here is going to receive the Tesla solar panel roof. So it's a bunch of metal solar panel shingles that'll make up the whole roof system. So you can see here, this is a really good example. You can see how the battens march down. They're moving down around the corner here. We have that corner board. You can see here, if you look close, you can see how that is held off of there just because of those little bumps in the paper. But that is more than enough to get that moisture to migrate down through there and drain should any water get into that system. One of the interesting things about using this James Hardie approach is these are limited to 10 foot, 8 foot and 10 foot. And you can see here, in a lot of cases, you're going to have to introduce some type of intermediate rail system there and flash that back. You can see our little piece of counter flashing there goes back behind the panel, behind the paper, and our drainage plane comes up over the top of that there. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty consistent siding here. The homeowners wanted to keep it very, very simple, not get carried away with all different kinds of siding. Again, a nice big double window here. You can see all of the respective weep holes. And again, guys are doing a good job. We have all Versatex trim, Hardie in the soffits. And then we even have a little bump out detail here to highlight, the front of the house. So we bumped that out with a couple 2x and then basically just trimmed it. But it allows you to push that window out a little further. You get an extended sill on the inside, but you kind of get this vertical bay effect here. And then, of course, coming around here, we're right back to the front door. You can see our front door has been installed. Guys are very respective. They built a nice hard cover so that sill is not going to get beat up. For you young builders out there, very important to make sure, homeowners, I tell people, homeowners buy a brand new house, not a used one. So you want to make sure. And then, of course, our large 9 foot wide by 8 foot tall dining room window, which is somewhat the highlight of the front elevation. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a quick tour, but that's our progress out on our contemporary ranch here. So I'm going to jump inside, but Steve Baczek Architect out here at our contemporary ranch. Until next time, long live our buildings.